All right, Kinzah. This is our first video. Tell us what this channel is going to be about. Tell us about yourself. Tell us what notebook you got there. We're in your awesome backyard. Look at that.
Alright. Hi everybody. I'm Kinzah, and yeah, it's like, and this is where I live.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. So yeah, it's like, so I made this. So it's like, I created this YouTube video because I wanted to help all those people out there who are sensitive, creative, imaginative, or maybe just have special needs. And I decided that it's really important. To talk about, it's like maybe people who, it's kind of like they see the world in a different way, or that maybe their personalities are kind of like, they have many layers.
That's a good way to put it.
Or that, or when they feel like, if they feel something, they really, really feel it.
Right, and sometimes that could be really difficult, feeling that deeply, right?
Yeah, and even having like a very like detailed mind, like an overactive, deep thinking mind. Sometimes that can feel like a burden too.
It definitely is. It's like a gift and a curse sometimes.
Yeah.
So tell us, Kinzah, we came up with some ideas on your notebook, huh?
That's right.
Look at that. Ideas and important stuff for YouTube videos.
Yep.
So share some of that with us.
Okay.
Let's see what you got.
So yeah, so here, first, this is my mission statement.
All right. Mission statement. Tell us about it.
Okay. So yeah, my mission statement is that I am here to help all the sensitive, creative, and imaginative people out there. I wish to provide practical advice and solutions for everyday problems many young people struggle with. And I want to inform the public on aspects of an autistic person's reality and how. And I think it is extremely important to help those on the spectrum find their calling in life.
Right. All of us need to find a reason to get out of bed in the morning.
Yeah, because if I may say, we all need a reason to get out of bed. I mean, I understand that, trust me, it's like, I'm pretty sure it's like, everyone can relate to this. Like, we all want to be in bed. Yeah, we all want to be in bed.
That's for sure.
Because we feel like our bed is our heaven, our paradise, our happy place. Well, and trust me, I know what that's like because I've been there, and I know, and my bed is my happy place, and I love it so much, and I value my sleep. And yes, I find comfort in there. It's my comfort zone. But guess what, people? It's like, sometimes you have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to, because if you don't give yourself tough love, you're never gonna get anywhere in life.
That's right. A lot of people need to hear that, Kinzah.
So, it's like, if you want to be golden, you have to go through the furnace.
Wow, I like that. That's a good one.
And yeah. And so
you got your mission statement, and you also had some ideas, so for future videos that we plan on making.
Yeah. So I've come up with some very interesting and informative topics for the videos. It's kind of like number one is discussing art and creative style. Number two, discussing views on religion, culture, women's rights, personalities of different people, diversity, individuality, the teen years growing up, fantasy versus real life, how to adapt to being in a different environment, our inner world versus the outer world we all share, and dating and relationships, clash of personal values versus the culture I grew up in.
Those are all very fascinating topics.
And yeah, growing up with the two different cultures embodied in me, the types of movies, types of TV shows, songs, clothing, friends, parents. Understanding people with different sexual preferences, personality types, and lifestyle choices.
Yeah.
Day in the life and day in the life videos.
Hey, I'm excited for those, man.
Oh, thank
I
you.
think a lot of people are going to gain, a lot of insight into what it's like to be a person on the spectrum, or like you so eloquently put it, a person with a great imagination and a highly sensitive, creative, intelligent person like yourself, Kinzah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so this is our goal for 2021.
That's right.
We're gonna, 2020 sucked for everyone,
And yeah, and
right?
tell me about it, because it's like, I mean, if who would have thought that 2020 was gonna be like the worst year ever? And it's like it was so horrible, and everyone felt like that. We were all like just swimming in hell. But guess what? 2021 is a little bit different. It's a little bit different now, and I hope, and I really, really hope that it's like if we all do our part, just by like social, like just by staying at home, washing our hands, and social distancing, I'm sure we can if we all do our part, we can end this virus, and
That's right.
Things will get back to normal, just like that.
Exactly. And I think things are slowly getting back to normal.
Yeah.
Another thing we want from our YouTube channel is just to bring awareness in general, right?
Yeah.
For sensitive people, and just how we want others to treat us, because, I'm a sensitive person, and I definitely feel like people don't understand me.
I know. And if I may say, it's kind of like for sensitive people, or especially like maybe for those like those highly imaginative or highly sensitive people, or even like for people who are in special education. Well, sometimes I feel like it doesn't help that if you're putting like when people say special education, like special ed, obviously it's kind of like it's if you're gonna put a label on people like me, then you're just gonna make people like me and other people like me feel like the biggest outcasts.
Right, man. And I know that's really hard, especially in school.
Yeah.
So tell us, Kinzah, tell us a little bit about yourself. What might people be surprised to know?
Well, I think it's that we are. I feel like for me, it's like. I'm sensitive, I'm creative, and it's like, it's kind of like when I imagine something, or when I dream of something, or when I want something, I want it with all my heart.
I know. I can feel that when I'm talking to you, especially when we're doing our lessons, our tutoring.
Yeah.
You're very passionate about a lot of different things, and I think people would love to hear about that.
And I just think that sometimes that it's like, suppose like if you were to bring that kind of like imaginative, like that kind of like incredible energy to places, whether it be like a social gathering, like filled with relatives and family members, or even if you were at somewhere at like a church or a mosque or a synagogue, and suppose like you want to like express yourself, and you want to like you want to stick to your beliefs and your perspective, and you want to show those type of people who you are. But sometimes it's kind of like when that you're talking, like when you're talking to those kind of people, especially like people who who are immigrants, then it's gonna be hard for them to understand our world, like our kind of world.
Right. And I you mentioned it when you were telling us the list of things that we're going to talk about in our videos, embodying two different cultures. Tell us, what are the two cultures that embody you, Kinzah?
Okay, well, let's see. Well, I have Pakistani culture and American culture. And yeah, and I personally, and I felt that, and I'm happy. It's like, I'm really happy that like two culture, like I feel like, like, yeah, I'm embodied with two different cultures. And that, yeah, it's kind of like, whenever I see it, it's like when I see the American flag, it makes me, I am just so happy and so grateful. Like I'm living in this amazing, incredible country.
Right.
It's like,
We take that for granted a lot of
yeah, but
times.
we take that for granted a lot.
I mean, look at where you live right now. I mean, this is beautiful.
Like, this is where we live, and this place. Like, you know how many people would kill, like they would
Literally.
kill to be in a place like this.
I believe it, man.
Well, guess what? It's kind of like I just feel like that, but we've been taking so many things for granted that, even a plane, like we can take anything for granted. Like, we can be taking this for granted, or we'll be taking, we can be taking, like, the right to vote for granted, or being able to drive for granted, or education for granted.
Right. Lots of people don't have that where they're from.
And we forget about that, some people, about those people who don't have those things or can't have those things.
That's right. I'm looking forward to our channel, Kinzah.
I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I think we're going to teach people a lot of things that they might have never even thought were possible about people with special needs.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a lot to share with the world, Kinzah.
No, and I feel like that, I feel like that God chose me to, to be the leader, to be the leader, for these, for sensitive people, to lead them.
Beautiful.
And for me to create a legend.
Yes, I love that. So, Kinzah, how about you give us a quick sign off here?
All right.
Of our first video.
Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. Hi. Okay, world. So yeah. So this is my first YouTube video, and I'm gonna be so happy. And I'm gonna be so happy to be making more YouTube videos about these topics. I'm Kinzah Babar, signing off.
All right.